In Megs we trust. Oh wait, nobody trusts him.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Takara MP-36 masterpiece, Megatron. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have Megatron in his gun mode. We got Megatron in his robot mode, looking all evil and doing that. On the top of the box here, we have Megs all angry and stuff. On this side of the box, Transformers Masterpiece. On this side of the box, Transformers Masterpiece. On the bottom, your table of contents, words and things and stuff that I can't read. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. He does this, that, the other, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and all that stuff. Hey, look, that's basically it for the packaging. And also included is the collector's card with some nice artwork there of Megs in his robot and gun mode. And on the back, you have a bio that I cannot read, and tech specs if that interests you. Hooray for cards. So moving right along, here we have the long-awaited Masterpiece Megatron. The redo of Masterpiece Megatron anyway, and as you can see, he's a gun! Are you surprised? I was shocked, but yeah, here he is in his gun mode, and it's a decent gun mode. It is the most comfortable in hand of all the Megatrons that I own, official and otherwise. It definitely is the one that fits the most comfortably in my hand. Like, my thumb can actually touch my finger here, and I can't do that with any other Megatron that I own. So that's a bonus. He does have the spring-loaded trigger. You can work the safety, and you can also pull the hammer back, which is cool. So, and you have the scope up top. The scope does do some things. We'll get to that a little bit later. You have the Decepticon symbol right there and right there on both sides. And yeah, nicely done. All this gray that you see on here is paint, which is a very cool thing, but ends up making for a big problem because there are issues with the paint rubbing, with paint scuffing, and it's pretty much unavoidable. You can see right here, on the barrel of mine, you can already see a little bit of paint there that's been rubbed off from the silencer, and right up here too. So the paint rub and the paint scuffing is pretty much unavoidable. You got some nice gunmetal gray down here, but overall pretty cool. He's very panel liney, as you can see. He looks very broken. He's the Matt Hardy of Transformers. He's extremely broken, but yeah, no, it is what it is, because the transformation is quite involved. He does kind of have visible head syndrome, kind of, sort of, because that's the back of his head right there. But yeah, all in all, it's a decent gun mode. So for comparison, we will bring in DX9's Mitron, so you can see how they look together. So you have that. Here he is with X-Transbot's Apollyon. So you can see how they look together. There you have that. Here he is with Make Toys Despotron. So you can see how they scale with one another. Here he is with the original Masterpiece Megatron. So you can see how they look together. And I will say this one way leaps and bounds and worlds and galaxies better than that thing. But anyway, there you have that. And here he is with G1 Megatron, because there's pressure. His brow's a little floppy, but he's so precious. So there you go. So yeah, it's a gun. Yay for guns. Now he does include the silencer and the stock, and the stock here just has a you come back. Don't you roll away from me. But the stock here does have this little button here that you press, which depresses those little tabs right there, and those little tabs go into these notches right here. So you just take it and slide it up from underneath. Make sure you keep that button pressed down. Bring that up, and then release the button, and that locks that in place. So there you have the stock. The stock does have die cast in it. This section right up here is die cast, which is nice. So we got the stock, and we have the silencer, and this is where the paint scuffing is going to happen here. And another issue. But yeah, you just take that, push that on, and there you have the silencer attached. And there you have the full look of Megatron, which we can't even totally get in frame. There we go. That's about right. There you go. Yay! So there you have the full-on Megatron gun mount. Now, one issue with the silencer. One is the paint rubbing issue, but two is that this plugs on way too tightly, and there have been cases of people literally ripping the barrel off the gun trying to remove the silencer because this is just too tight. And on mine, like, this is as far as I can push it back. Like, once I get to this point, I encounter just dead resistance, and I can't push it any further, and I don't want to force it because I don't want to end up ripping the barrel off. So this is as far as I push this back. But what the problem is if we open this up, you can see it better. You can see there's a peg in there. And this post plugs into the barrel of the gun. This connection apparently is way too tight, and since it's too tight, people apparently have just been like forcing it all the way on, and then when they go to rip it off, it is way too tight, and they end up ripping the barrel of the gun off. And that totally sucks. I think that issue could have been remedied by just not having that post in there, because honestly I think this would have stayed on just fine without that post in there. So I think Takara, in trying to make things a bit more secure, in trying to make a more secure connection, they ended up making a problem. And yeah, that's no good. That's no good at all. But yeah, like on mine, like that's as far as I can get it on, and it's just dead resistance. I can't even push it back any further if I wanted to, and I don't want to force it because I don't want to break it. But yeah, definitely an issue, and that's definitely unfortunate. And again, it does cause that's what's also causing the paint scuffage there on my barrel. But, oh well, it is what it is. There's some other stuff that we can do with the silencer and the stock here, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But that's pretty much it for the gun mount. So let us remove this. Again, you want to push this button down and just slide that down. And we'll put that off to the side for now. And there you go. Now he does come with the orange plugs. It's this one goes into the barrel, and this one goes into the silencer here. They're very easy to remove. I just got my pliers, grabbed a hold of them, gave them a twist. The glue cracked. They popped right out. Very easy to remove these. You can see it's just kind of it's like a rubber cement they use, so it's nothing super strong that they used to glue these on with. They're very easy to remove. So there you have that. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. Now this is, as I said, a very involved transformation. Now one thing to note, you can leave the scope attached if you want to. He is totally transformable with the scope attached if you wish. You don't have to take this off if you don't want to. Me personally, I like to take it off just to get it out of my way. But you can leave it on through the transformation if you wish. To remove the scope, you just slide it back. It'll unlock, and you just raise it up. There you go. We put it off to the side. Again, I do that just to get it out of my way, but you don't have to remove it if you don't want to. So now, let's get down to it. So now we have the bare gun mode here. And first thing we want to do is just take the safety, and we just bring that all the way back. Take the hammer here, bring that all the way down. And there you go. So now you want to take this section here, and you want to split all this right here, like that. And bring these sections out like that, and then just kind of bring them up as far as they'll go, just to get them out of the way. This little bit right here, just bring that forward right there, come down to these panels right here, lift this bottom panel up, and then this panel comes out like that, and then you can just take this panel and flip it up like so, and then undo this panel again, that panel, raise that up, and there you go. And once you've done that, you can now untab this section here. You can see this section a little bit right here. A little bit of paint has come off as well. And you come here, and now we can extend the legs. And the legs do a really cool trick. You can kind of see here, there are these gaps in the thighs, and as you extend the legs, these little panels will come up and fill that in. That's a neat trick. That's really cool. So there you have that. So once we've done that, I need to raise the camera up a little bit so I have some room to operate. All right. So once we do that, we can take these bits right here, and we can bring this up, and bring this up, like that. Split the legs, and you take the thighs here, and they just shift up right here, and they will just thoop into place. You can see there's a little nub right here. It just thoops into place. Little thooping point right there. And if this hinge right here is too tight, if you're having trouble shifting those hips up and down, just loosen that screw right there in his butt, and that fixes the problem. So there you go. So the hammer, the sides of the two halves of the hammer here, you can see there's a tab, and there's a slot right in there, so you just bring those down, and you just tab them into the side, like that. Tab them to the side, like that, and those stay right there. And at this point now, we can form his diaper. So for the diaper here, you just want to bring this back, bring this up. This will kind of thoop into place there. Bring that back, bring that up, that will thoop, and then you just take these sections here. Oh, you want to take these panels here and bring them down, and then you can bring this back like that. And you can see you got these little hooks that'll just kind of go in right there and lock that into place. You want to leave these panels sideways like this. That way you can take the upper body here and rotate it 180 like so. You want to leave these panels down for now. We're not ready for you yet. Right. And there you have that. You can take these and now rotate them down so you have the proper hip skirts going on there. There you go. So now we will move on to the journey that is his legs. So for the legs, you want to take this section here, bring that up, bring this all the way back on this hinge, and then just bring the foot up like so. Once you've done that, this back panel right here, untab that, just bring that down. This little panel right here, flip that in. There you go. And once you've done that, you're going to be doing a little trick here with his legs. Now, you're going to be pulling these panels apart, and this panel is going to go down, and this panel is going to go up. So you're basically pulling them apart and doing that. It's the best way I can describe it. So you just kind of grab hold, and you just kind of give a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle while you're doing it, and boom, and there you go. And that's how that works and widens out the legs. This section right here, you just take this and fold it up like that. This panel right here, you just flip this up right here, which sometimes can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get up. There we go. Bring that up. And then you just kind of line all of this up right here. There's also a little tab in here. Not the cat here. Get out of here. A little tab right here that'll go into that little slot right there. And you also have that connection right there. So make sure you have all of that lined up. And all that should connect all nice like right there. And then you take this little section right here, just rotate that down, that'll snap into place. This section right here, you just bring that up and we'll fill in all that right there. So once we've done that, we now move on to his feet. So for the foot, you just bring this down, not all the way, about that far, then take this section right here and swing this around and also bring this down once you get to this point so it clears that. And then you can bring this the rest of the way down and you can kind of push this the rest of the way in as you're doing that, like that. This little panel right here, you just flip all the way in, bring this up, and there you have his foot. And we have a leg all done. So second verse is just like the first. And now he has two legs. Hooray for legs. So now we will move on to the journey that is the upper body. So let's get right down to it. So what you want to do here is you want to split this section right here. This section holds on very securely, and the only way to really get it undone is to kind of grab hold of the barrel and pull things apart, and that scares me a little bit because I don't want to break the barrel, but it's really the only way to do it. it holds on very securely. So there you go. You want to bring that side out first, and then bring out this side right here. And then this section just comes back. Oh, this little bit right here. You just want to take this. That sits right there for gun mode. You just want to take that, bring it down flush against his back. And then you want to take all this, just bring that back, bring that down against his back. And we'll finish working on that a little bit later. Because now we need to work on his arms. Well, before we work on his arms, you want to take these little sections right here and flip these down to form his side obs. Right there. Just flip that down. Flip that down. There we go. And now we can work on his arms. So this section right here you want to take and just rotate that up like so. That will allow you to bring the arm all the way up into position like that. And at this point now, you can extend the arm, flip out the hand, close that panel up. You want to take this little panel right here, flip that out, and take this whole assembly right here, and just rotate that 180. And there you go. This section right here, you just want to bring this down, take this bit right here, flip that out, take this little panel here, flip that up, and at this point you want to take the arm, bring it forward, and bring it down. Make sure this is not in the way of anything. Bring the arm down like that. And at this point now, you want to open up the arm, take this whole assembly here, that tucks right in there, and this bit just kind of goes over that little ridge right there, locks all that in place. And then we can straighten the hand out, and you can see how the hands are supposed to be oriented when you're going into gun mode. You want the fingers going over the thumb. So we'll just kind of fix his hand up here so he's making a proper fist. And just rotate it so everything is oriented properly. And there we have an arm all done. Second verse, just like the first. And now he has 2 arms. Hooray for arms. So now we will continue on. And we will open up this section right here. Bring up his arms. You want to rotate this around like that. Bring this bit up. This will kind of thoop into place there. And then you bring this to the back. That fills in that gap right there. Same thing with the other side. Just rotate that. It'll thoop into place. Bring that up. Bring that back. And there you have all that. Once you have that done, we will now move on to the backpack. So you want to take this little panel right here, flip that up, take this panel right here, bring that down, rotate it 180, collapse it down, bring that up against the back, and you got that side done. Bring that down, rotate around, bring it down flush, and bring that down against the back. The gun barrel here, you just want to rotate, so that is now facing you, and then you can rotate this up, so it is now oriented properly. Oops. His butt flap came undone there. And there we have that. And the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to take this section right here. It's on a hinge, and it works best if you just kind of push the hinge itself, and this will come forward and down like that. Don't bring it down all the way, because if you bring it down all the way, then when you want to rotate this, this will rub against the crotch plate here. So just bring it up, just down enough that you can rotate this, and you still have the clearance. And then you can bring it the rest of the way down. And there you have his chest. And we're almost done. Of course, we need the cherry on the top or the cannon on the arm. So we bring in his fusion cannon, just collapse the barrel, and just connect that back into its original position. Clip that into place. And there we have Masterpiece Megatron in his robot mode, and he does look pretty freaking good. It's a very involved transformation, but as you can see, I mean, the end result is very much worth it. I mean, he does look great. He does look great. So let's get in close here on that noggin. There's the Meg's noggin. Very, very nice face sculpt there. Nice metallic red there for the eyes. Very nicely done. He does have a little bit of paint chippage right there on the top of his head, unfortunately. But otherwise, very nicely done. Decepticon symbol. It's a very... They use the more cartoony Decepticon symbol, which I'm not crazy about. I mean, it's a nitpick, but I would have preferred the more traditional looking Decepticon symbol over the cartoony one, you know, but oh well, it is what it is. But nicely done. You have some nice transclearance, red and blue and yellow there for his abs. You got the red there on the sides, you got the red there on the arms. And overall, very nicely done. Very cool. His feet right there, and the back. Pretty clean transformation. You have this going on back here, which, yeah, that is kind of ugly, but oh well, it's the back, so I don't really care. As I always say, I don't display my figures facing the wall, so I don't care what the back looks like. Yeah, that's kind of ugly, but, you know, who cares now? There you go. Problem solved. It magically disappears when you turn him around. See? So, but yeah, very, very cool. Very nicely done, in my opinion. Now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, so you get a lot of wiggly-waggly movement there. You can look up, you can look down. He also has this extra hinge here, so you can look even more down. And you got some nice head tiltage there, and of course, 360-degree range of movement. The shoulders can do a full 360 on a nice ratchet. They can go in and out. They also do have this joint right here that allows you to move the shoulders forward, so you can actually bring his arm in front of his chest, which is nice. He does have a bicep swivel. Nice full range of movement there at the elbow. The fingers are articulated. You do have the wrist swivel as well. The fingers are articulated. The thumb is on a hinge and just moves up and down. The index finger is a separate piece. You have a hinge there and a hinge there. And the other three fingers are molded together, but there is a hinge there in the middle as well as at the base there. So you got that going on. He does have a waist swivel as well as an ab crunch, which is nice. These hip panels here will move out of the way to accommodate the leg movements. Legs can move forward that far. They can move back that far. Outward movement. You can move these out of the way. You can get that far. It does, although it will undo the butt plates. You stay, butt plates, you stay. He does have a thigh swivel. Nice range of movement there at the knee. The feet are on a ratchet. You can get like 2 clicks up, 2 clicks down. And you also get pretty much full ankle breakage levels of tilt there. So he is pretty poseable. So there you have that. Now he does have electronics in him, or rather his fusion cannon has electronics in it. Shush, we're not ready for you yet. If we remove the cannon here. The battery compartment is right here. You just undo the screw, open that up. It takes 2 LR44s, which are not included. You will have to get those yourself. And you can see the speaker is actually right back here. And you have this red switch right here, which has 3 different positions. In the forwardmost position, when you push the button, you get nice firing noise. Rapid fire that, and when you move it into the central position, you will get some voice phrases here. So yeah, so you get some phrases of Megatron yelling at you in Japanese. Hopefully, if there's ever an American release of this figure, hopefully we'll get some Frank Welker sound clips in here. That would be awesome. But yeah, and now when you move it to the last position, bring it all the way back, you get transformation noise. And you get it both ways. That's pretty cool. So there you go. So there you have that. Now he does include quite a few accessories. He does include the key to Vector Sigma, which is made of die-cast and has a little bit heft to it, and done in a nice gold paint right there. So there you have that. You can hold that if you want him to. He also includes his little control helmet here, which is nicely sculpted. Has some nice paint to it. And you can take that and just plop that on his head right there, and he can control all the fake Optimuses that he wants to. So that's so goofy, but there you go. You have that as well. He does also include his lightsaber here, which is done in purple and also a lighter shade of purple up top with a nice transparent blade. And it's the usual connection there with the 2 tabs on either side, so he can hold it in his left or his right hand. And he has the slot in the palm. And you can just take that and give it to him. And give him his lightsaber. So he's got that going on right there. He does also include his gun. Again, these are both from the '86 movie here. These are his prime killing weapons, which again, nicely molded and painted. And he can hold that as well. Just get that tabbed into his hand. There we go. And he can hold that as well, in theory. Hold. Why won't you hold your gun, Megs? Why won't you hold your gun? There you go. So he can hold the gun, and if you want, you can remove the blade here of the lightsaber, and you can plug it into the barrel of the gun as a blast effect, which is pretty cool. So you got some options there. So you can do that. He also includes his Energon mace, done in all transparent purple plastic here. And to attach that, you can just pop off his hand here. The hand just slides down. Just slide it right down, very easily. And you can do it with either hand. Both hands can slide off, so you can put it in his left or his right hand. And then you just take this and just slide that up into place. And there you go. You guys, Energon mace going on. Now you have an option as far as the chain goes. If you don't want this just kind of flopping around like that, if you want to put them in more of an action pose, you can remove this chain, and it just unpegs, and you can bring in this chain right here, which is just molded and has a bunch of hinges. And you can take this, I forget which side goes where. That side goes where. That side goes there. There's one side that's little, let's see here. One side that's a little wider than the other. The wider side goes into the spiky ball itself. And then you just plug that in there. And you can take that and kind of angle that how you want. So you can actually get some swinging action going on there, which is pretty cool. So that makes for a nice display option right there. So you can do that as well. Let's pop his hand back on. And there you have that. Now he does have some other swappable parts. You can swap out his face. Now on him right now is just, you know, the stern, serious, I'm going to kill you, you just don't know it yet face. And we can remove that by just lifting the face up, and we have that, we have that going on in there, and we have this. We saw this in the '86 movie when he was being reformatted by Unicron there, and that's just, that's creepy, but you just raise the face up. And he has a smiling face there. So you have a nice, happy, smiling Megs. And you can just plop that on. And there you go. Now he's a happy Megs. Because he's happy that he just killed you. So you can do that. Or you can give him his angry face. And he can be angry Megs. You just plop that on. And now he's all like, grrr. Grrr. You can do that. Now these next two parts basically go hand in hand. You get a beaten up chest right here, as well as a beaten up face. And again, this is from the '86 movie, so you can recreate the It's Over Prime scene. So we'll just give him his beaten up face, and to swap out the chest, you just raise it up. You want to keep your fingers like right there on this section on the hinge, and then just push up with your thumbs. That raises right up. There's even some molded detail in the back that they also picked out in silver, which they didn't have to, but they did, so okay. But you just remove that. You can see some molded detail there on that panel. And you just take the new chest piece and just bring that down. It'll clip into place. And there you go. And now he's all like, it's over, Prime. And you can do that. So there's this, his beaten up face all leaking and everything. And yeah, so there you go. You can totally do that if you want to. It's cool. You do have a lot of display options for this guy. I do appreciate that. But we'll just get him back to his nice, pristine, stern condition here. So there you go. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are things that you can do with the stock and the silencer here. The stock can be used as a flight stand. You can just take the section here, bring this out like that. This is on a ratchet joint. Only gives you 1-2 clicks and 1-2 clicks there. And you want to, again, hold this button down and raise this section up, which is pretty tight. There you go. Just take that and bring that around like that. And you can take this, and this will just, it's gonna plug into his butt. That's where it goes. So just take that, line that up, and just connect that like that, and you have a flight stand there. You can get Megs in some flying poses if you want to. So you have that option. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to pull this out, which is good. Release. Release. Unclench, Megs. Unclench. Thank you. That's, jeez. Anyway. Things just came all undone here. Hold up. I have to fix them there. There we go. Okay. So, you can do that if you want to. There is something else we can do with this, but we'll get to that in a little bit. There is something you can do with the silencer here. You can take this section right here, bring this down like that. You have this little bit right here that you flip out. And then you come to his back, and you take this barrel here, you bring it straight back like that, and then rotate this so that is coming out to the side. And what you do here is you slide this on right here, and this will go over this tab right here on his shoulder. Just line that up like that. And that actually looks pretty cool on its own because it's just a giant cannon on his shoulder. So I dig that by itself. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take his fusion cannon off, and that will slide on right there, and he can have gun face going on there. Now this is something the G1 toy could do, so this is the nudge nudge wink wink to the G1 toy. It's totally ridiculous, but hey, it's a thing. It's a thing you can do. But I do like the way that looks, just a giant cannon over his shoulder. Now that hey, he fainted. He fainted from all the power. But like I said, it's a thing you can do. But there you go. And now we'll scuff up the barrel some more. Just bring that back around. Give him his cannon back. Let me just get him straightened out here. There you go. Now we can bring the stock back in, and what you want to do here is you want to take this section here, rotate it 180. Got these handles here that you can flip out, and what you can do here is you can take the silencer, and this will just slot in right up here like that. That will lock in there, and you can take off his cannon again. We still need this, and this will just slot into these grooves right up in here. Just slide that on, and you can give him his cannon emplacement right there. Again, a la the G1 toy. Which again, pretty cool. It's a thing. It's a thing you can do. So, there you have that. This also holds on very securely. So, there you go. And that is pretty much it for all of the accessories and features and whatnot. I believe so. I hope I didn't miss anything. But there you go. And now for comparison. Here he is with this thing, the original Masterpiece Megatron. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Definitely much better. This thing, you Get out of my life. Get out of my life. Get out of my life forever. Here he is with X-Transbots, Apollyon. You can see how they look together. Here he is with Make Toys Despotron. So you can see how they look together. Here he is with DX9's Mitron. So you can see how they compare with one another. And here he is with G1 Megs, because it's precious, mega precious. Ooh. And with some other Masterpiece toys, here he is with Starscream and Soundwave. You can see how he looks with his Decepticon brethren. There you have that. Here he is with Shockwave. So you can see how they look together. And here he is with MP-10, Optimus Prime. So you can see how they look together. And they look very, very good together. Very good. So there you have that. So yeah, there you have Masterpiece Megatron. A very cool figure. Definitely not without its issues. Like I said, the paint scuffing, the paint chipping, it's going to happen. I mean, there are instances where you have no choice but to kind of rub parts together. It's going to happen. If you want him to stay looking perfect, then just never transform him. If you plan on transforming him, guess what? You're going to get some paint scuffing. It's going to happen regardless. The issue with the silencer, you know, ripping the barrel off, again, that's definitely an issue. It could be a case of your mileage may vary. I don't know. Like I said, mine's, like I said, gets to a point where it's very, very tight and I don't want to force it because I don't want to rip the barrel off of mine. So that is something to definitely be careful with. You know, the issue with the tightness on this hip when you're moving the hip up and down for transformation, again, that's just a case of just loosen that screw in his butt and that fixes that right up. But yeah, like I said, he's not perfect. He's definitely the best of the Megatrons that are out there, official and otherwise. I will say that. He's definitely the best of them. You know, he's not the cleanest transformation. I think the cleanest transformation goes to Despotron because Despotron just looks good from every angle. This Megs, you know, like the back, you know, that kind of looks ugly, but again, it's the back. This up top, I still don't like. This I never liked. That looks ugly to me. I've gotten used to it, but I still don't like it. I mean, this thing has like 30,000 panels. They couldn't have worked in 2 more just to cover that up. But yeah, no. It is what it is. He's definitely not perfect. Definitely has his issues, but still the best of the Megatrons that we've gotten so far, official or otherwise. So there you go. So if you would like a Masterpiece Megatron or any other Masterpiece toys, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my Transformers Masterpiece playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGames, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Takara MP-36 Masterpiece Megatron, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face! I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime. No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again. Why are we even watching this movie? Oh, come on, it's fun to watch your past failures, don't you agree? No, I don't. Oh, look, there you go over the edge. Oh, I'll bet that had to hurt. Did that hurt? Oh, how it pains me to watch this! Get out of here! Get out of here before I give you a fresh one! Hey, you want to know what the best part of the movie is? What? When I kill Starscream? Are you even smiling? I can never tell, because, you know, you don't actually have a face.